Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I am the Pink Flamingo, and I want to start off with, if you are new, welcome. If you are a returning subscriber or a new subscriber, thank you very much. I appreciate all of the support. So we're going to be getting into another royal reading. So we're going to do a reading on Rose Hanbury and her sister Marina Hanbury. Now, I decided to do the reading on Rose based on Zara Tyndall's reading. And if you haven't watched that, you might want to go check that out. But there was a lot that came up in Zara's energy. And a lot of the things that are being said about Rose, Zara kind of confirmed a lot of it in her energy. So I figured, let's do a reading on Rose and see what we can find out about her and the Hanburys in general. So I'm going to be doing maybe a 1-part, 2-part, 3-part on the Hanbury, the family, and we're going to see what we can learn about them as people. Now, I did do some reading, some light reading, because there isn't much about the Hanbury family. As for Sarah, which is Rose's first name, and her sister Marina, they kind of, I guess I would compare them somewhat to like a Paris Hilton and a Nikki Hilton. They were doing the modeling thing and they were socialites, I guess, in the UK. And some people know them through their partying. So they kind of lived on the wild side a little bit. And they're girls that I guess are well connected. Now they're both married. So we're going to get into the cards and we're going to see what it is that we can learn about these ladies, who they are, what's the motive, what it is that they want, what it is that Rose wants. See if we can get to learn a little more about Rose. There is a possibility she could be queen. I don't know how the people of the UK will take that if she becomes queen. Or simply, will the people even allow William to get that far? That's another question. But who's to say she won't be queen? And there's a possibility she won't also, because we all know William has options. But of course, William might not be the only one with options. Rose might have options herself. But that's why we're going to do the reading, honey, and we're going to figure out a little bit about this woman and her sister and what they're up to and how life is. So I'm going to do some shuffling. We're going to get to know these ladies and figure out a little bit more about them, who they are, what's Rose's motive. And we'll get to know the Hanbury family. So I'm going to start off with just the overall energy between the sisters and how they get along today. Do they call each other? Do they say hello? Or do they not speak at all? Let's see what it is that they got going on here. All right, Spirit, give me a few cards for Marina Hanbury and Rose Hanbury. What's their relationship like as sisters, siblings? That kind of fell out. What's their relationship like as siblings? What else, Spirit? What's their relationship like as siblings? Do they talk to each other? I'll take one more card. What they like as siblings, Spirit? Marina and Rose Hanbury, Sarah Hanbury. What's their relationship like as sisters? One final card for this energy. Marina and Rose. What's the energy here? Thank you, Spirit. Now, I was waiting to share the tea, but clearly you're beating me to it, Spirit. You see, this is what we do over here. we connect. And we pull the right cards. At least we try to. We try to. So, this is what we're going to talk about. So, remember, I don't know if I told y'all, but I have some tea on these sisters. Now, we'll start off with the first card. Established, settled, secure, wealthy. Now, this is their overall motive. This is what Spirit is letting me know through the cards. So, this has always been what it is that they've always had between them as sisters. This is their goal, to always stay this way. Spirit is letting me know one of the sisters kind of had a self-reflection and epiphany. Now, I'm not sure if it's Rose or I don't know if it's Marina, but one of them had some self-reflecting to do, answered questions, and they kind of figured it out. Which may lead me maybe to believe maybe it might be Marina because she's the older one. So maybe when you get a little older, you start to mature, you start to look at things differently. Now here for the crazy stuff. Clingy. Let me tell you all what it represents. Dead relationship. Old ex. Old ex. Just remember that. Old ex, okay? Lust. By any means necessary, inconsiderate, and greedy. We're greedy because this is what we want to accomplish. We want to make sure that we're wealthy, always wealthy. By any means. Now for the last card, the love affair. Now, why is this card coming up between two sisters? I'll tell you why. Marina, Rose's older sister, is married to a man named Ned Lambton. Ned Lambton is Rose's ex-fiance. So you see how the love affair card comes in now between two sisters. Dirty little secret. Sex fix down low. So I don't know if Rose brought this man home, honey. And Marina got a little bit desperate. And she said, I'm about to wrap my legs around this one. He's not getting away. I need to be this. Because I'm greedy by any means necessary. Inconsiderate of my sister. I don't care that my younger sister is engaged to this man. If this needs to happen, this needs to happen. And this is why Rose is saying old ex. So the energy I'm picking up off of the epiphany is actually Rose. So her sister doing this to her somewhat disturbed the girl. She had some time to reflect. She was taught this. This might be something her mother taught her. But I will be doing a reading on the family, so we will see. And then we got the epiphany, guys. So she thought about it. She was like, my sister, I know we're supposed to be doing this, getting to the bag, being established, getting this money, staying wealthy. But really, sis, my man, you did that to me? Okay, well, I thought about it. Dead relationship. He's an old ex. But I learned that you're greedy and inconsiderate, and you'll do what it takes by any means. Even if this is what you have to do with my man to get married. So, let me know what you all think about Rose's older sister marrying her fiance. And by the way, just so you all are aware, both of these men are 20 years older than both of these women. So in this family, honey, they get to the bag first. Money talks, always. And these men all have silly titles as well, honey. All got silly titles. But we're going to do some more shuffling. And hopefully we'll get the right cards. But let's see what we can ask Spirit here. What does Marina and Rose think of each other as sisters? So I'll get Marina's energy first. Marina, what do you think of your sister, Rose Hanbury? What would you say about her as a woman? Rose Hanbury, what do you think of your sister, Rose Hanbury? Anything you'd like to say, Marina? Marina? Okay. Anything you'd like to say about your sister, Rose Hanbury? Good things, bad things about your sister, Marina Hanbury? What would you like to say about your sister, Rose Hanbury? Right. Oh, interesting. Anything else you'd like to say about your sister, Marina Hanbury? What would you like to say about Rose? Your younger sister, Rose Hanbury? What do you have to say about her? Any other cards for her energy? Marina, what do you think of your sister, Rose Hanbury? Anything else you'd like to say about her? Very interesting. Okay. All right. This will be a good deck. Make sure none of the cards are flipped here. Okay. All right. Anything that you'd like to say about your sister, Marina? What would you like to say about Rose? Rose Hanbury. What do you think of your sister? Interesting card here. All right, couple more cards and we'll be done. All right. All right, so we got a few cards. This is enough. So I got long-term investment, accusatory, work addict, antagonist, on a mission, no cap. So this is what she thinks of her sister. Now she gave me, for these cards, she gave me Queen. What an interesting card to give us. Spirit-wise, when we're referencing her sister. Queen. Hopefully she doesn't think Rose is going to be queen, but we'll read. Prone to fits of anger and resentment. Liar. Doesn't work. With shadow side. Disloyal, jealous, vengeful, people pleaser, unaware. So I got the queen on the shadow side, is what her sister is giving. So it's very odd that we are all saying that this is Rose's motive is to be queen, and her sister's already giving the card and the energy of the reverse shadow side queen. So she'll definitely be a dark queen. Spirit is letting us know she's very prone to fits of anger, resentment. Her sister's saying she's a liar, disloyal, jealous, vengeful. So this is the opposite of what a queen should really be. So she might wear the crown. I'll flip it this way. But really, this is who she is. I got the nonconformist. Feels misplaced or misguided in society. Rebels at the sake of rebelling and not of truth. Suspicious. Scared. Trapped in the status quo. I got the child in reverse. Tantrum, stubborn, sulkiness, unprepared, draining, overwhelmed, naive, ignorant, overdependent, and moody. So maybe this is the kind of woman William wants. He wants a woman that's not very independent. He wants a woman that's very naive somewhat. A woman that's somewhat overdependent. A woman that needs him. Because then he'll be able to get away with everything that he wants because this woman would need him somehow. So maybe he likes that personality trait when women are somewhat dependent. I got the maiden. Damsel in distress creates conflict to feel needed, which is what we were discussing in a few readings back with Catherine's marriage, where I was saying that basically it wasn't really William's thing to want to get up and go somewhat and leave his marriage. It was more so something that came from her energy. It was more so like, I'm tired of being the side chick. But I don't think when William started this to embark on the situation, I don't know the right term for it, honey, but when he got into this situation, he did not have it in his mind that, oh, she would replace Catherine, she would replace my wife. It was more so we're having fun. So what her sister is saying here is she's a damsel in distress. She creates the conflicts to feel needed. So she probably more than likely created conflict between Catherine and Prince William. And this is why their marriage is in shambles. Because let's just say Rose is not the side chick that plays the side chick. She wants to be the main chick. And she will create and stir the pot until she gets Catherine's spot. That's basically what her sister's saying. Her sister's saying long-term investments, endless roller coaster, long-term outlook. So as you can see right here, she was supposed to be a chick that was not long-term. She's a short-term chick that turned herself into a long-term chick. So she's trying her best to angle that way. So she started off with that whole I'm short-term for Prince William. But now she slowly snaked her way through and she is now trying to make herself long-term. So she'll be on this endless roller coaster, honey, until she gets what she wants. And as you can see, money's piled up to the ceiling. So she's definitely about her money. She'll stay on the roller coaster ride. Accusatory. Believes someone has done them wrong and points the finger. So her sister's saying she does a lot of victimizing, which came out of Tara's energy as well. A late bloomer, needs to learn and grow, naive, innocent, success later in life, delayed, slow, and steady rise. I can see how this makes sense. I feel that the women that marry this way and they marry for money at a very young age, I don't think they have time to develop and really find who they are as individuals. So they're somewhat stuck and there's no growth for them. And it seems to me like her and her sister both were married off very young for money. So Spirit is right, and her sister's energy of what her sister thinks. Her sister might think this is something they both need, which is to kind of develop. They're late bloomers. Her sister's still a work addict. She can't turn it off. Work comes before love, which would make sense because, as you know here, money's piled up to the ceiling. So it's never about love, it's about money, and she's in it always long term when it comes to money. So if she is the woman trying to get behind some money and marrying for money is somewhat her work, you'd have to believe that work comes before love. So she's definitely not loving these men, honey. She's out here trying to get to the bag. An antagonist, active adversary, arch nemesis, and frenemy. Which is probably how she feels about her sister. But you'd be her frenemy if you ended up sleeping with my man or you slept with my ex and you were my sister. Better forget it. Don't even sleep with him. You married him. That's worse. So not only do I have to deal with the fact that my ex has been intimate with my sister, I now have to sit at the dinner table with him and my sister now. Isn't that so odd, ladies? Can you imagine your ex-fiance marrying your sister? Listen, honey, when you read these people, it's a mess. On a mission, determined and focused. This is what she says about her sister. Of course she's on a mission and she's determined and focused. Now, she has the reference of no cap for her sister. So she thinks her sister is authentic and truthful. But I'll be honest, some of the coldest people and the people who are the most savage, they are the most truthful. They are the most truthful. So maybe she owns her gold digging. Maybe if we sat down and talked to Rose one-on-one with no cameras, maybe she'd tell us, maybe she'd be like, yeah, girl, I'm about the money. So maybe her sister's right. Maybe she's truthful. So this is what I'm getting out of her sister's energy about her. I'm going to get Rose's perspective on her sister just to see what that energy's like. Because this reading is about these ladies. We're going to get into some other stuff with the Hanburys in another reading. But we're just going to tap in and get to know these ladies and who they are. What this family is like, truly. And get to know these people. We've read a lot about the royals, honey, and we're learning about the royals. So we got to learn about this Hanbury family and what's their motive. Catherine's missing. So I want to know what's the big deal. What is it that William sees over here? What's going on? All right, so I'm going to do some more shuffling. And speaking of Catherine, have y'all seen that portrait that they painted of Catherine? What the heck is that? Let me know how y'all feel about that portrait, honey. It looked like a failing art project. But anyway, and obviously it looked nothing like Catherine. Just forget the paint that was used. It looked very cheap. I was not impressed. But you guys let me know what you think. All right, Spirit. Let me know about how Rose Hanbury feels about her sister. How does she feel about Marina? How does Rose Hanbury feel about her sister Marina? Marina Hanbury. Anything else for Rose's energy towards her sister? What does she think of her sister? Any more cards, Spirit, for this energy? For Sarah, Rose, Hanbury, energy towards your sister, Marina. Oh, snap. What's going on here? Really? That's how you feel about your sister, huh? Rose. Very interesting. All right, couple more cards, you all. Thank you for your patience here. We're trying to get to the bottom of how these ladies feel about each other. Any cards for her energy here, Rose? Couple more cards for her energy. Any more cards? Got one more card or so for her energy here. Okay, that will do. All right, it's coming back up for her sister. So this is Rose's energy towards her sister, Marina. She said, loaded, deep pockets, big spender, loves to spoil, enjoys life. So she clearly thinks her sister loves money, which would make sense if that was her sister's drive. I guess marrying your sister's ex-fiance shouldn't disturb you, right? Got money, I guess. Behavioral issues. She says the woman is hostile and antisocial. She says the woman likes to retaliate. She's revengeful, vengeful, spiteful, and out to get others. Well, maybe she feels that her sister was out to get her by, I don't know, sleeping with her ex-fiance. Honey, it's the highlight of the whole read. I still can't get over that. She called her sister a gold digger. Look who's talking. She said a bloodsucker, exploiter, vampire, money grabber, self-serving. She said stealth-like, takes action, step forward, something bigger without announcing. You're right about that, girl. She announced that she was with your man, I'm sure. So her sister's a sneaky individual, but so is Rose. She said her sister has lawlessness, no regards for the law, rebel, thrives in chaos, causes drama, and an emotional manipulator. Lawlessness. That might make the both of you. You might be just tattletaling on your sister. You might be the same one. All right, so we got perfectionist. Believes progress is best, balanced, understands your best is good enough, does not overdo it, practices self-care. So what she's saying is her sister's a balanced person. She doesn't really overdo stuff or stress herself out. She kind of is a well-maintained perfectionist. So I guess it's something nice she's saying about her sister. She says her sister is a ninja in the reverse. She says she takes advantage of others' shortcomings, which we can see with Catherine. Catherine believed she was a friend, and obviously that's not who she was to Catherine. She was there for her own reasons. So takes advantage of others' shortcomings is something that we can obviously see how that would apply. Suspicious. Use knowledge to hurt or dishonor. Very sad. Wears a mask, hides behind a facade, sneaky. So, when it comes to this energy of the ninja, and I referenced this was what Rose did to Catherine, this is who she's describing her sister to be, but she's that same woman. So, what's interesting to me is she says ninja takes advantage of others with their shortcomings. This is what Rose did to Catherine. And now she's saying this is in my sister's energy. She took advantage of my shortcomings. So there's a little bit of hypocrisy. It's almost like she's upset at her sister for doing her wrong. And this is how she feels about her sister, but she is okay with doing it to another woman. All this sneaky stuff. So basically, her and her sister are the same person, is what Spirit is giving me. What I have, the Challenger. Revolutionary, fights the status quo, inspires a leader, joins causes, questions bold, takes the road less traveled, defends. Well, I can agree. She is definitely taking the road less traveled. I don't think a lot of women would end up being with their sister's fiance. So yeah, she definitely fighting the status quo and doing her own thing. So there's a lot of similarities with these women. They're the same person. She says gesture. Her sister uses humor as a tool to communicate. Versatile. Comic relief. Inspires others. Sees others' flaws. And philosophical. I don't know if I showed you all this one as well. But a lot of the things that Rose seems to think of her sister, she kind of matches the same thing. They're kind of like the same person. Now, as for the intuitive healer, seeks unity of mind, body, spirituality, feminine, works in human-centric fields, restore balance, creates growth in others. So what I'm picking up is this is a bit of the craft. The card is representing the craft. Even though this is usually a good thing to be an intuitive healer, when it comes to Rose and her family, based on energy that I picked up through Zara's reading, they're very dark. So her and her sister are very dark individuals. A lot of the cards that Rose is giving me to describe her sister is very much so her. And this is how I can basically put her into these cards. Because a lot of the things that she's complaining that her sister is, she is the exact same thing. It's very weird, but I don't know if you guys have ever seen like family members or close relatives where they'll complain about each other, but then you look at them and you're like, wow, but you're exactly alike. This is kind of the energy I pick up. Like she thinks she's a little bit better than her sister. It's almost like she doesn't realize that her and her sister are the same person. She called her sister a gold digger. Like, how do you call your sister a gold digger? But this is kind of the energy that you got. But you would feel that way maybe if you feel that your sister stole your man. You'd think that maybe she is a gold digger, that she's willing to trade in your sisterhood for money. So maybe that's why you'd call her that. You know, so this is how she feels about her sister. She did give me the intuitive, which is like that magic stuff. So her sister practices as well, right? Because we know they're not intuitive healers, honey. They're practicers. And Spirit was giving that to me in Zara's energy in the last reading. She was basically saying in that reading that the woman is basically a predator of the channel of the divine. So there was a lot of cards coming up that somewhat was letting me know that they practice. But to be quite honest, when I did see their photos, I kind of got a bit of a witchy energy off of the both of the sisters. So that's pretty much that. So I'm going to get into another read, another question. And I'm going to see what I get out of the Panda deck in terms of what Marina thinks about this odd collaboration between Rose and Camilla, what she thinks it's about. All right, Spirit, give me Marina Hanbury or what's her name? Marina Labton. But I think she's still going by Hanbury. Not sure. There you go. Give me the energy on her. What she thinks of her sister. What does she think about Camilla and her sister teaming up, Rose? What does she think the reason is for this? What does she know? I'll pull one more card. What does she know about this odd union of her sister and Queen Camilla? What's going on here in her energy? What does she think? One last card out of this deck, Spirit, please. A couple cards if you need to. Just want to get the energy here. What does she think her sister's up to? What does Marina think? All right, I got enough cards there. Okay, 1 second, you all. So I'm going to get another deck out. And I'm going to use my spiritual deck here and see if I can find anything else. What's the energy here? And sorry, you all, you might hear a bit of a storm going on. I got my window open. I just enjoy listening to storms. I'm one of those weird people that like to hear the lightning and not hear the lightning, but hear the thunder roll. All right. What's the energy on Marina Hanbury, the sister of Rose Hanbury? What does she think her sister is up to when it comes to Camilla? Queen Camilla. What does she know about this odd union? What does she know about this? Let me go first. What does she think? Couple more cards for this energy. Marina's energy. What does she think her sister's up to? All right. So I'll let you all know what I basically found in the cards here. Okay. So what I got was care. So parenthood. So I'm kind of getting the energy, either one or two things this can represent. It can represent the support of her parents wanting the union, or the support of more so Camilla and King Charles wanting Rose and William, as well as Rose's mother and stepfather or whatever might want them to actually get together. This is what it could mean. The care can also represent parenthood. So there has been rumors that there's a possibility that one of the children that Rose has is William's. It's either the twins or it's the little girl, but they're saying that it's either the twins or it's the youngest. Now, here's what I'll say. When I thought about that situation, I was saying to myself, how do we know for certain that William has not known Rose Hanbury longer than we all think? Like, we know when the media got a hold of this in terms of the fact that she was coming around as Catherine's friend, but in the world that William lives in the world she lives in, and they're saying Camilla might be friends with her mother and stuff of that nature, and I will be doing a reading on that stuff. How are we certain that these people did not ever come across each other or get acquainted at a banquet, at a charity event? There's a lot of outings that the affluent and high society, they show up and they do a lot of charitable things, and it always brings out the wealthy. So I was always curious to know, like, what if Rose has known him before he's even known Catherine? But he's obviously not going to go on the record and say this. But what I was thinking is, what if they try later on to pull up photos of the past of these two? Because I'm actually getting the energy that they might know each other a lot longer than when we heard that they got together. So I'm thinking this card could represent the parents wanting them to get together, is what's coming out of Marina's energy, or him having children with Rose and doing the parenthood thing. Or I don't know if he's interested in having another child and he wants one with her. But I'm getting a parenthood and care card. I'm also getting the real estate card, which represents wealth, investments. So her sister knows that this union that's going on right now has to do with money. It has to do with wealth, them accumulating, wealth growing, investments, things of that nature is why they want them linked, why they want the families possibly linked. Maybe they're powerful linked together. Who knows? This is high society stuff. What do I know? Okay. So I got gluttony, which is what we're talking about, which is the real estate and the wealth. Spirit let me know already through the energy of this particular deck, if I could find it, that this is what these ladies have always been in search of in their family, to be established, wealthy, and secure. So even though they are these things right now, they're going to continue to work on it and make sure they stay that way. So the fact that we're seeing the gluttony and the greed coming up, that's a given, because this was just in their energy, that this is the kind of women they are. Greed by any means. So her sister's aware of the fact it's basically a business move that's going on right now. But I got a few cards here. I got the self-love card, self-concern, self-healing, and independence. So what she's saying is she's aware of the fact that her sister right now is pursuing her self-concern. She's not concerned about anyone besides self. Self-concern, self-care. She's putting herself first. She doesn't care about what's going on with William's marriage or Catherine, I'm sure. So she's aware of that. Now I'm getting a justice card in her energy, equality, neutrality, and logic. So hopefully this is not representing anything criminal in terms of what could have been happening to Catherine and justice needs to be served. Or this could be justice in terms of what we've been pulling in the decks, which was the legal card, because justice is a form of something that has to be handed down through trials and different things of that nature. So we're getting a justice card. So this can also reference some legal stuff as well. Now I'm also getting the promise card. So what I'm getting behind the scenes is Marina, Rose's sister, is aware that William might have promised to marry this woman. As you can see in the photo, the man down on one knee. So responsible, confirmation, and assurance. So I don't know how far William has taken it, But it seems like the sister is aware that this was something promised to her sister. Now, whether he follows through, honey, that's another thing. William got options. Now, what did she say about the stuff going on between her sister's energy and Camilla? She's saying with the harp energy, she's basically saying with this particular card that there is a lot of odd energy around this situation. There's a lot of sorrow and failure and separation. So with this card, unfortunately, it is referencing a separation of some sort. But if he is promising Rose marriage, then separation from Catherine would have to be a real thing. He would have to separate. And of course, that would bring about sorrow. I also got the camera, missing someone from the past, stuck in the past, tainted memories, not spending enough time in the present. So, like I've been telling you all, I am really curious to how far back they go. Like, I really wonder if Rose is just this woman that has popped up a few years ago, or if he's known Rose. Because I find it hard to believe that they're saying Rose and her sister were socialites somewhat, and they were modeling and doing all the stuff in the UK, and they're socialites. And, you know, if you're a socialite, that means you go to all the parties where people of that caliber attend. So did you, like, I'm just wondering, she never stumbled upon William? Because we all know that the prince and the other prince, Harry, they enjoyed partying. And we're hearing that these royals, honey, throw these parties. So you mean to tell me all these years they never came across Rose, even though Rose is rumored to be friends with her mother? So I'm curious, how far back do they know each other? Is this something that just occurred a few years back? Because the camera is coming up and it's saying missing someone from the past or stuck in the past, tainted memories. So it's giving a bit of energy of past, like memories, as if the sister knows that this energy, whatever is being planned between Camilla and Rose, it's not just new energy between her and William. Like, it's energy that's been there for a little while. I got the ladder, which is what her sister's obviously doing, which is climbing her way to the top. As you can see here, climbing your way to the top. So that's basically what her sister's up to, climbing her way to the top, as we can see. Then I got the snow, jealousy, sadness, secrecy, cold, death, negative emotion, isolation, and loneliness, and withdrawn, which is very scary because a lot of us are kind of feeling like this is some of that energy that's sitting around Catherine. The jealousy, the sadness, the secrecy, the cold, the death, negative emotions, and isolation, being withdrawn. So it's coming out of Morena's energy in terms of what she knows about Rose and Camilla. So does she know something about Catherine? Because she is talking about the separation with this card here. And she is saying that she was promised marriage from someone. I don't know if it's William. But we're going to get into another question so we can wrap it up very quickly, you all. Okay, so my camera just died, so we're just going to pick up right where we left off, which I was saying to you before we wrap it up. I was going to ask one last question, couple of last questions with the tarot, and see if we can get some yes or no answers on whether or not Prince William has any children with Rose Hanbury. Because we did get a camera card for them, and I don't necessarily know whether or not they have children. It's been rumored I did get a love child out of a particular deck. I believe it was one of my love decks where a love child came out of his energy when I did an oracle drop. So I just want to check if this love child is with Rose and it's not with someone else. Okay. So I'm going to ask Marina Hanbury, her sister's energy, whether or not she knows whether Rose and William, Prince William, have any biological children. All right, Spirit, can we get into Marina Hanbury's energy, please? Does she know whether or not Prince William and Rose Hanbury, whether or not they have any children? Yes. I'll just keep this here. All right, Spirit, can you give me another card? Does Princess Catherine know of this child that Rose has with William or children? Does Catherine know about this? Does Princess Catherine know about the outside children or child? Yes. So it's looking like there is a child, a love child between the two. And it's looking like Catherine knows about this child. Because I'm getting 2 yeses, as you guys can see. They did their thing in the deck. So that's what I'm getting when it comes to this particular energy. Now I'm going to see one last question. I'm going to ask the tarot deck just to get some quick answers here. Let's see what we can find here. All right, Spirit, can you... Why am I shuffling that way? That's silly. Okay. All right, Spirit, can you let me know whether or not Rose is actually planning on leaving her husband to marry William? Is that the plan for her? What's the energy for Rose Hanbury and her... What's the thing for Rose Hanbury here? Is she planning on leaving her husband to be with William? Staying married, or is she leaving her husband? Okay, the Chariot in reverse. The Tower. Okay, so what I'm getting in terms of this is this. Lack of long-term vision is basically what is coming up in this particular card in the energies. And what I got here is the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. So the Seven of Pentacles, it's letting me know she's somewhat impatient, but she's also not silly enough to make rash decisions and hurry up into a particular situation with William that might not suit her. So she is no dummy when it comes to that. She understands that she's somewhat in a setting right now where there is money. So it's not like leaving her husband is a great thing. So for me, what I'm getting is she doesn't really know where she's going with this, right? I got the Chariot in reverse, which gives that energy of lack of direction. I don't know where I'm going with this. As you can see, she's not, with the Seven of Pentacles, she's not doing any long-term planning. So right now, Rose is out here just kind of winging it out. Like she just doesn't know what she's about to do. She doesn't know whether she's going to commit to this or she's not. I got the Tower. Intense and sudden change. So the thing about this is Spirit is also predicting that this and William and her might have some issues. This might not go as perfectly as they planned it out to go. And it might have a lot to do with where's Catherine? So if we don't know where Catherine is, honey, you can't really plan a wedding. We're still looking for the original queen. So we have not seen everything that's going to take place and how this is all going to play out with Catherine. So yes, there could be a tower in effect. And with the Ace of Pentacles here, I'm getting new beginnings and new career and all of this. So this is the thing. After the tower, new beginnings will occur for her. It might be she might not even be with her husband. She might just be single on her own. And she might not even be with William. Because Spirit is predicting a tower in the midst of between her and her husband and William's energy somewhat. So this is all going to take a turn for the worse before it can even get better. And with the revelation, as you can see on the card, the revelation here in the bottom, truth has to be revealed. And when the truth is revealed, it doesn't necessarily mean that the new beginnings are great. If there is bad truth behind why Catherine is missing, the new beginnings might be the end of the damn monarchy. So either way, I think I understand why the cards are coming up right now where she's kind of doubting whether or not she can make this long-term commitment and take that direction heading that way to William to pursue him. Because it seems to me that Rose is aware of everything going on. So she knows that this can go bad. As you guys can see, the royals have just canceled all their workload. So there's definitely something they're concealing. And without the public knowing everything, and if something has to be revealed, there might not be a monarchy. There might not be anything in it for Rose to get. William might not have anything to negotiate with, honey. So she is given the right cards, honey, for a gold digger. She's letting us know I can't commit to this because it's looking unstable. I don't know how long the money's going to sit there, honey, is what it's giving. I don't know how long William's going to be powerful. So this is what I got from the read. So hopefully you all got something from this read. I just wanted to do a reading on Rose Hanbury, see a little bit about her and her sister. We are going to continue to do the family. So I got another very interesting read. The part 2 will be a lot more juicier than this read, honey. We don't got no tea here. We don't got no juice over here, honey. We just got a little bit of, we're just trying to get to know the ladies. You know, we're just trying to test them out, see what they're about. And from what we're seeing, they're not the best of sisters. You know, we got a lot of energy in the cards here. You know, we got the love affair card that came up. As I'm sure most of you remember, this is an odd card to come up between sisters. But then when I explained it to you all, you're like, oh, well, that makes sense, I'm sure. If you end up marrying your sister's ex-fiance, something might have been going on, right? I don't know what Christmas looks like at their house. I don't know what the holidays look like at their house. It's weird to sit across your ex-fiance who's married to your sister. And of course, this is what they're after. And we did get that card of Gold Digger and in her energy, right? The Gold Digger card, this is what she called her sister. So we know they're exactly alike and this is what they do, right? So, hey, this is what it is, honey. And we also got the Lust card, the Greed. So, they have an odd relationship. They're definitely about their money. And what I've learned from my reading and everything is what Morena, her older sister, did to her, she did to Catherine. And she's probably done it to a lot of other women. So stealing men, honey, in this world ain't nothing new. They're out here snatching the men up, girl. Your sister date him, your cousin date him. Oh, it's a free for all. Nobody cares. Nobody cares, honey. They just want a man with a pulse and some money. It's like he got a heartbeat. How much is in his account? I'll take him. Girl, their husband's 20 years older than them. Now, Rose's husband doesn't look bad. He's an attractive man, an older man and all that, and attractive. But, girl, word on the street is he don't be liking us women. So there goes that for Rose. But yeah, don't worry about Rose, y'all. She might not rush to be queen. She's trying to see how this all plays out for William. I would if I was her too. Because the monarchy right now doesn't look too reliable. After all, they just canceled on us. They're letting us know we won't be doing any royal duties for the rest of 2024. You won't see us until probably summer of 2025. So, yeah, if I was Rose too, yeah, I'd be a little concerned about leaving my husband and rushing off to Prince William. But let me know what you all think in the comment section. Like, share, comment, subscribe. And until next time, bye-bye.